Starting to the top right for LGM after the victory on map number 2, we have
AUCTION Ruin.
Nice defense there.
Starting now to the bottom left, cross positioned on Star Station, the last map of the day. We have his opponent for Woonjing Stars.
웅진 스타즈 SOS.
Looking pretty relaxed in that picture.
Yeah, in this particular shot, he definitely does. He knows that he's a master of this matchup. And last game, he went for an aggressive strategy that was defended. And maybe he's telling himself now, okay, I play my safe game, I play my late game again.
His winning streak was ruined in the last game. And let's see if he can clinch out a victory in the best of 3 to at least advance to the 3rd round of the Challenger League. Or if Ruin is actually going to win this map and causes the upset, putting SOS into the up and downs.
Yeah, would definitely be a big upset. Ruin takes his second gas first in game number 3 here. And with that quick second gas, of course, there's a lot of different things he can do. Most likely means we will not see a 2-gateway opening out of him, although it is possible. And here comes the scout here for Ruin. He's going to the top left. And to be perfectly honest, I don't know which version of the map this is, but cross spawns is what we're at, and SOS sees it first.
In the GSTL, we still have the old version where we use a 4-spawn map, but I don't think that in the Challenger League that version is still being used.
The version said literally Star Station, didn't say LE or GSL, so I'm not sure.
I actually think he's just going to go for a proxy Stargate here.
Looks like it.
No.
Or a proxy Dark Shrine. Either are possible.
Yeah. Stargate definitely a little more likely, but he could go for either one here. But yeah, he goes for the proxy position, so that's a very close position that he can use to the starting position of his opponent. And, well...
Looks like a Stargate here. Sentry first.
And are we going to see the Stargate? You know, that could work. That could be exactly the thing that he needs to take out SOS in this game. I don't think this is really a position that he's going to scout. SOS, that is.
He's playing so risky. He even canceled his Sentry to do this, to get it out faster. Starts to sell it. You know, had this been a 2-gateway opening from SOS, then he would be so dead. But as it is, Ruin is actually doing this totally blind. Yeah. He hasn't even seen what SOS is doing. SOS could be 4-gating him for all he knows.
Sometimes you have to roll the dice, and that's exactly what he does here.
And sometimes it's best to roll the dice against somebody you think might be better than you in a particular matchup.
And here we have for Ruin the Twilight Council. And you know,
if he goes DTs, this game could get really crazy.
Yes, I mean, you have the detection now with the Oracle, but still, in this particular scenario, if the Oracle gets into the main base of Ruin, like first, it's not only going to scout a potential Dark Shrine, it's going to scout the Twilight Council for sure, but it also could kill so many of those Harvesters. And SOS also doesn't really know what's going on here. Another pylon now to the top left.
Yeah, that's an interesting pylon that he chooses. Maybe he's hoping that if SOS sees this to the top, then he won't think there's anything else there. That's all I can guess.
Oracle. There's nothing in the main base. Here comes the scouting pattern with the
Stalker.
With the Stalker, but the Oracle is already on the way and he doesn't see it. He didn't see it. He has no idea. And there's nothing in the main base to defend. One Stalker. He has one Stalker right now, just as a precaution. Finishing in the... Oh, just in time.
Stalker is ready here. He's going to just target probes and ignore this for a little while. Several workers already killed.
Yeah, and does he get another one? No, moves out of the base, but another Stalker is there trying to intercept the Oracle. 3 kills. That's it for now.
Worker count 25 to 24. Ruin and 1 worker up.
Wolf, it looks like he's going for a proxy Dark Shrine. He builds the Twilight Council to the top left. And the only reason to build that in the top left seems to be to a Dark Shrine, and there it is.
Keller, you know this is so smart because he already saw the Twilight Council of his opponent researching Blink, so he knows there's no detection, he knows it's a Blink build, and this may actually just win him the game straight up. I think there's a high chance of that.
If he can hold. Because there are quite a few gates, and there comes the Dark Shrine for SOS.
This is going to get really, really weird. This is all about control, and actually a lot of luck. To be perfectly honest, there's a lot of luck involved in this one.
The only player who has any detection whatsoever is still Ruin. He has the Oracle.
But that Oracle is very low on hit points, will die in a second. It's not invisible like an Observer, and there's Blink.
But he can build another one.
It's true.
SOS can't.
But, for example, if the Stalkers pick off the Oracle in the main base, that Oracle that he makes out of his Stargate is going to be way too late. It's going to take way too long to get across the map.
And talking about across the map, the forward pylon has been placed down by Ruin to the left side of the map. And here comes the scout. Here comes the scout by SOS. He's moving in and he sees the Dark Shrine. He needs to get some kind of detection out. The Dark Shrine is about to finish. He needs to at least use a force field at the ramp. Here comes the factory. He's going for observers and immediately
Robotics.
the probe at the front.
He's got the sentry here. There's no way. And I can't believe he didn't cancel the Dark Shrine. This is like... Did he think it was still going to work? I suppose so. Nexus going down for both players. Force field done so preemptively here. No way that DT gets in the main base. Absolutely not.
He should actually just try to take down that Nexus.
Yeah, I mean, he might as well, because it's going to be more worth it. I guess he baits out force field energy this way, but he would probably get it either way. Stalker's coming here to make sure there's no warp prism or anything crazy like that.
Where is Ruin's Oracle? Because now the
DT
DT is moving, and he should have seen that. If he focused on the pylon, he was attacking the pylon. If he has seen it, yes, there they
He's
come.
already seen it.
Here they come.
Oh, but he's not paying attention. He does not notice he was looking at something else.
Oh my god, I was actually thinking that he saw that, was just waiting for them to appear. Now suddenly the Oracle is all the way out of position. He doesn't even know about the DTs, not even now. And they are already in his mineral line. Oh my god, that hurts so much. He's losing so many harvesters here.
Yeah, so many harvesters indeed. And he will be cleaned up, but this is a great win here and a great split there. This is the reason why the Oracle is just not as useful as an observer. You can dodge it so much easier, and it's only a period of time. He's going to have to use the spell a second time.
12 harvesters killed. Great position here now. And here comes a fail field that it didn't do too much, and he doesn't get the second Dark Templar.
SOS is very happy with this. He's up 13 harvesters. His own Nexus is done.
The observer's out now for SAS, and he scouts everything here. He already saw a glimpse of the Dark Templar. His force field trapping it with the help of those probes, and now Ruin is in so much trouble.
And we may even see well, this is the end of that Oracle. He's just going to blink into the main base here with this observer, then send a DT to the natural.
Yeah, that's definitely something that he could do. Ruin is getting his own observer out. You know, if he can...
He's going to do this.
With a little bit more time, he might be able to stabilize here, but he's losing so much already. The photon overcharge alone is not going to save him here. Blink forward, trying to take down those Stalkers, forcing them out of the main base once again. DTs are still on the map here for SOS, and Ruin, he got a warp prism. He might be able to sneak that into his opponent's main base and set another DT warp in there.
Yeah. Both players having blink here, meaning this chase looks a little bit funny. SOS definitely with an advantage here, but like you said, Ruin maybe can claw his way back here. Maybe it's the warp prism that does it for him. Maybe it's just a good engagement he takes. Forge goes down first for SOS, and at some point, we will see the robotic support base go down.
For SOS, the most important part, once again, was just the scout at the top left. He scouted, he did not only see the Stargate, but he also saw the Dark Shrine, and now his own Dark Templar is taking away the Twilight Council and is also hitting the Dark Shrine. And with him losing the Twilight Council, this also will limit his access to upgrades later on. He won't be able to get charge if he goes into a very long and drawn out game. So that is definitely a big disadvantage now for Ruin, losing all those tech structures on, of course, the pylons.
Yeah. He will save the pylon, it looks like, here, but the Dark Shrine, or the Twilight Council is definitely gone.
And charge has already been started for SOS.
Starts it. Does not go into Colossi, something that Ruin does instead. And, you know, Colossi are more useful than charge in some situations, but I just don't think this is going to be one of them. More gateways going up for SOS. Looks like he wants to hit a timing with charge and +1. With Archons from the DTs, this could do an insane amount of damage.
Where's that Warp Prism, by the way, for Ruin? That
I'll check that out for you.
Yeah. We have a Warp Prism also building for SOS.
Or he cancelled it, either way.
Okay, Warp Prism for SOS now, on the other hand.
Yeah, I think that's going to be for his timing attack he's going for here.
Yeah,
he has a lot of Immortals.
3 additional gateways that he's building. There are no Colossi yet for Ruin, so if he attacks right now, that would be a really good timing for him. Gets the third base behind this, though, and his +1 attack upgrade and charge are not done just yet, so most likely gonna delay that, even if he wants to hit it. But even with, if he doesn't with the third base, he's gonna be fine.
Hey, he scouts the Colossus tech with his
nice.
And that's a really important move here for Ruin to get that cancel off.
At least something that those DTs could accomplish.
Yeah, that's really big. Huge, in fact. So now SOS is, and that timing attack is starting to seem a little bit more attractive even, as you know, he's lost his third Nexus. he has this army advantage, he has this composition advantage. He doesn't have to use it, but he definitely could, and it looks like he's strongly considering it. He wants to trap these Blink Stalkers if he can.
An attempted snipe on the Immortal, but that's just too much. The charge being used, he's sniping Zealot after Zealot, but he's losing 3 of his Stalkers already. Needs to blink away again. Charge is going to be ready in a second.
Yeah.
Abandons the chase.
You know, that patch where Zealots were buffed against Marauders for that chase actually works a lot against those Blink Stalkers as well. And here come the double DT drops into the middle. He doesn't have any cannons here, and as far as I can tell, doesn't have any detection either. A lot of probes going down here. He has to turn around. This loses map control for him.
Way too many that loses here, and his Nexus is being attacked. He's getting the Observer into position now. Going for the pylon, kills another probe. He's going to take the pylon too.
Yeah, we'll get the pylon, then get out. Powering one of the gateways. And the attack is good at the third base here. Ruin is totally exposed. He also has an Immortal out in the middle of nowhere. You better not walk that Colossus down to its death either.
Yeah, the Colossus is moving down, the rest of the army not ready to blink down. There's always the threat of the Wall Prism, he can't just ignore that.
Yeah, speaking of which, it's being used already. Zealots warping in this time with also the DTs to support, and Ruin falling apart a little bit here. A Time Warp goes down, he needs to target those Colossi with his Immortals, and he's going for it, double Time Warp.
He's moving in right away. We have a 20 supply, a 30 supply lead already for SOS, and he is not showing any mercy here. He's tracking down those 2 Colossi. The first one already gone, the second one pressured, just barely able to save it for now. But the supply advantage already just massive.
GG SOS takes the 2-1. He lost his streak, but he will advance to the 3rd round.
Yeah, takes the series here and advances to the 3rd round of the Challenger League, where he's gonna face either Curious or Bang. Yeah, Curious or Bang. For Ruin, it ends in the 2nd round. He's going to the up and downs now.
Still will have his shot at Code S, but he has to go through that grueling up and downs first, which is never ideal. Just a reminder, of course, here Bang versus Curious are the next 2 opponents.
Yeah. So a good series here by Ruin, but SOS just a little bit too strong for him today. Came down to the scouting once again.
Yeah, SOS, one of the best players when it comes to scouting in Pro versus Pro. I've seen so many matches of him in Pro League where his whole idea about Pro versus Pro, so many processes go, I've got a build, I've got a plan. He's like, let me see what's going on, and then I'll figure out my build. He just scouts and reacts.
I was very surprised that he didn't see the DTs that were trying to walk in his main base. Ruin that was. He already had the Oracle there, he had his army there, and I actually expected him to just hit his spell with the Oracle and then take down those 2 DTs. Instead, he didn't see them, they walked into the main base, did so much damage already. I feel if not for that, he could have maybe bounced back.
Absolutely. And, you know, when you said, I think he sees us, I actually thought, I was under the impression he was looking directly at them the way he moved his army, but I guess
I thought he was waiting for it. I mean, he moved towards them even, and I'm like, okay, well, that is not going to happen, and then suddenly they just walk past. I'm like, okay.
You know, sometimes you get a little bit of a tunnel vision, you're thinking about something else, and things just don't go your way.
Well, as it is, we have now SOS in the 3rd round of the Challenger League. A very short day today, a lot of quick 2-0s that we had. The last best of 3 was the only one who went the entire distance. Let's have a quick look at the match results of the day. As you can see here, DRG didn't stand a chance against Yu-Gi-Oh! Was eliminated with an 0-2. Pig Baby suffered the same fate at the hands of Gumiho before Effort 2-0'd Yoda. And, well, Ruin against SOS, you just saw it.
Yeah, we just saw that one. One of our closer matches as far as score goes, but definitely not... I just feel like SOS was a much better player in the series.
Yeah, definitely. Well, on Thursday, we have our next day. Shine is up against Marine King, the Samsung Khan Shine, of course, that is. We have True versus Squirtle, Roro versus Dream, and Live versus Jakchi. Very, very interesting day. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, as am I. Should be a pretty exciting one. Live versus Jakchi is my match to watch.
Yeah, definitely. That's going to be a really good one. But I feel that Shine vs Marine King is also going to be very, very interesting.
Don't forget about the Premier League coming up later today and on Thursday as well.
Yep.
Some really, really exciting matches. Starting to kind of narrow these groups down because the way we have the format, you know, you kind of have different groups kind of scattered around the way the matches are played. So make sure you can kind of try to figure that one out and follow the groups because they are really exciting.
At the weekend then we of course have the next matches at the GSTL at the playoffs. That's also going to be very exciting. The last 2 games we have, if you so want, the kind of semi-final, and then we have the final on the 20th. So this is it for the day, guys. I hope that you enjoyed the show. We're going to see you on Thursday, and don't forget about the Premier League later on today. And that's it. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
4 years, 4 kids later down the line. My progression is my